Welcome back to the DRoBets channel. We are less than 24 hours away from the start of week 8 of the 2025 MLS season. My best bets video is out with 6 plays for the week, so be sure to watch that one. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, would love your support. Let me know in the comments what you're playing this week, and let's recap our player props for last week, recap the underdog slip, and then we will get into my 5 plays on the player prop side, daily fantasy, and then my underdog slip for this week. We've been hot with those, so let's get right into it. Looking back at week 7 after taking a week off, boy, I really feel like we hit our groove. I went 4-2 with the player props overall. Could have done even better with a couple of them. I thought Yeboah maybe could have gone over, no problem. And we also hit 4 out of 5 on our underdog fantasy slip, adding another 2 units. So we were up almost 4 units on the week from our player props pick. So I'm loving the picks this week. Like I said, I have got 5 plays, and then stay tuned at the end for our underdog fantasy play this week. Let's get into it. All right, play number 1 on the player props for week 8. We are going to the first game of the weekend, 1:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff as Minnesota United travels to Toronto FC. And we are going to parlay 1 shot on goal for both Tani Aloisi and Kelvin Yeboah coming in at -105. Now, this is one where I really want to keep backing Minnesota United. They're hot. We're going to keep riding the train, but the odds aren't there this week for those shot props that we got last week, where we felt like, okay, if one of them hits, we're going to break even, which is what happened. This week, they're like -170 and -130. So we can't play those, but I found a way to play it, and that is getting 1 shot on goal parlayed for both players. Here's why. So I like this a lot because Toronto FC is middle of the pack in MLS for shots allowed, but they are top 6 in shots on target, meaning 41% of the shots they've allowed have been on target. They're not giving up a ton of shots, but the ones that they do are getting on goal. And you look at Minnesota United, they are the same. They're 4th in MLS in shots on target percentage as well, 42%. So you've got a Toronto FC team that allows a lot of shots on target. You've got Minnesota United who gets plenty of shots on target. Kelvin Yeboah has hit this in all 6 games that he has started this year, and Tani has done it in 3 in a row. So I like this play. First off, 1 shot on goal parlayed for both Tani Aloisi and Kelvin Yeboah -105. For our second play, we are going to Montreal, finally playing their home opener, the last team to do that. They are hosting Charlotte FC, 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff, and we are going Caden Clark to have at least 3 shots at +170. Now, Caden Clark hasn't hit this number in 2025, so I get why it's +170, but look at the 5 games that Caden Clark has started this year where Montreal just got hit with a juggernaut of a schedule early on. At Atlanta, at Minnesota, at Nashville, at Chicago, at Columbus. Those are the 5 games he started. Those are probably 5 of the top 10 to 15 teams in the league at this point, and he hit 2 in 2 out of those 5, so, he was really close, but then let's look now, as we mentioned, this is their home. So in his last 5 starts for Montreal at home last year, he had 3 shots in 4 of them. And you feel like he's going to bring a lot of juice into this match. Their coach got fired a couple of weeks ago. They're finally playing their home opener. And then let's look at Charlotte on the road. They've played 3 games, and 2 of them that weren't affected by a red card. They gave up 18 shots to the Sounders, 20 shots to Colorado. I see this as pretty much a coin flip, maybe a little bit better than a coin flip for us. So if we're getting 170 +170 odds on that, I got to take it. So the second play, Caden Clark, 3+ shots, +170. Play number 3, we are going to Dallas, where they are hosting the Seattle Sounders, 7:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. And we are taking Paul Rothrock of the Sounders to have 2 shots coming in at +110. So admittedly, I'm taking a little bit of a flyer on this one. This is a hunch play because the availability report still at 8 o'clock on Friday night. It's still not out yet. And Albert Rusnak was taken off with an injury. We're not exactly sure all of the injury status for the Sounders. I think they're probably going to start Rothrock, Ferreira, and Manungu up top. And if that's what happens, I really love the value that we're getting on this because Jesus Ferreira returning back to Dallas. I think the Dallas defense is really going to be keyed in on him, and that opens up space for Rothrock on the wing. He's hit this in 3 out of his 6 starts this year. So, not bad at +110 odds. And then let's look at, we hit this with Dallas last week when we were playing Miguel Almiron to have 3 shots. Dallas gives up a little bit more shots to the wingers than they do to the forwards. So taking a little bit of a flyer on this one again, we just need 2 shots from Paul Rothrock +110. Two more plays for the week, and then we will get into our underdog fantasy slip. Next up, we are going to Nashville, where Nashville SC hosts Real Salt Lake, another 7:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff, and we are taking Diego Luna to get 2 shots at -105. Now, this is my WTF play of the week on the player prop side. I love this play for RSL because I don't think Walker Zimmerman, there's nothing official yet, but I don't think Walker Zimmerman is going to be playing this weekend after the injury he suffered last week. And as I mentioned on my best bets video earlier this week, Nashville SC is a completely different team with Walker and without. In 12 games last year without Zimmerman, they gave up about 2.5 goals per game. So I think we'll see plenty of attacking from RSL. I think this match goes over. I think there's a decent amount of goals in it. And if you look, the Nashville SC midfield, they're heavy on creativity. They don't have an Anibal Godoy anymore. They don't have that defensive midfield destroyer. And so they've been giving up a lot of shots to number 10 types. Oriano with Cincinnati in their home game against Cincinnati. Oriano had 6 shots. Evander had 4 shots. In their other home game against Portland, they gave up 4 shots to Anthony, 2 shots to David DaCosta. We're asking for 2 shots from Diego Luna at -105, and Luna has had 2 shots in each of his last 3 matches, and 2 of those were road games. So I love this price. This is my favorite play of the player props. And I also sprinkled him to score as well at +350. I think that's a great number. He's been really involved, really playing well. So play number 4, Diego Luna, to have 2 shots at -105. And then our final player prop of the week, we are going to the LAFC San Jose Earthquakes matchup, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And we are taking Chicho Arango to have 3 shots coming in right at even money. So this is a San Jose team going to LAFC that, as I mentioned in my best bets video, I think San Jose is way undervalued. I love San Jose this weekend. And Arango has hit this in 5 out of his 7 matches this year. But let's look at the 2 games that he didn't. One of them was a red card against Sporting Kansas City where they just shut it down completely. And the other match was just kind of a really weird one against Seattle where they just plain stopped attacking. So we've seen him in recent weeks, 4, 9, 7 shots. And I think, again, San Jose is very undervalued in this matchup. Last season, when he was with RSL, Arango hit this in 21 out of 25 games, 3+ shots, and he hit it in every single road game that he played at least an hour. So to get even money on this, I love it. And then remember, he played for LAFC. This is, the team that brought him to MLS. I think he's going to have a little bit of extra juice in this one, maybe 1 or 2 more speculative shots from long range. So our 5th and final player prop of the week is going to be Chicho Arango to have 3 shots coming in at +100. And now let's get into our underdog fantasy play. So for our underdog play this week, I went with another 5-man flex slip, which means if we hit 4, which we have done in our last 2 weeks, we get about 2 units up. And if we hit all 5, we get about 8 times our money. Now, in the chat, if you do not have an Underdog Fantasy account, I'm going to leave a link where you can sign up, and it helps me out. And then there will also be a direct link to make this exact play. So, as I mentioned, a 5-man flex slip. We are going to start off with Tani Aloisei to have over half a shot on goal. Then we're going to go to Caden Clark on Underdog. It's only 2 shots attempted. So, love that one when we have the 3, even though it is at plus money. So, Tani Aloisei, 1 shot on target. Caden Clark, 1.5 shots. Then we are going to go Diego Luna to have over 1.5 shots. And then I'm going to San Diego, Colorado, Anders Dreyer to have over 2.5. I really like that one as well. And then finally, Chicho Arango, over 2.5 shots. And as I mentioned, if all 5 of those hit, we 8x our money. And if 4 of the 5 hit, we 2x our money. So that is going to do it for our player props, best bets this week. Be sure to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you are tailing me, and let's have a great MLS Week 8.